Every year on June 14, countries across the globe celebrate World Blood Donor Day. The event, which started in 2004, serves to raise awareness on the need for safe blood donation. It is also a time to thank the numerous men and women who bravely donate life-saving portions of blood. Hello there, it's another episode of your Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for tuning in. In the program today, we share some interesting facts about what it takes to donate blood. And later, the Minister of Science, Energy and Technology reveals major plans to develop the sector this year. Stay with us.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, join us in helping to make Jamaica a safer place for all. Log on to jamaicai.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, June 14. The proposed Police Plaza to be built at No Man's Land in downtown Kingston will be fully accessible to residents. The 37.5-acre property will have green spaces to ensure strong community interface. It will include football and cricket fields, as well as basketball and tennis courts, among other recreational areas. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang gave the assurance while addressing residents at a community meeting on Wednesday at the Ambassador Theatre in Trenchtown.
He said Plaza will not be some fortress built in the middle with 2,000 policemen designed to beat down everybody around it. That's not the purpose of coming into Friendship Park. I'd like to restore No Man's Land to Friendship Park.
According to Minister Chang, one of the objectives of building the Police Plaza is to ensure a non-hostile and friendly interface between the police and community members. In addition, he says plans to construct an initial 1,000 new houses on the property for residents, the police and workers will further restore law and order.
If you have jobs there and schools there, the logical thing to have quality housing nearby. And it would mean that the town itself can become dynamic and healthy. And you remove, without locking up anybody, literally remove 90% of the cause for conflict downtown. Everybody is working, the kids going to school.
Minister Chang says the construction of the Police Plaza, which will be the new headquarters for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, will also facilitate the consolidation of police stations in the area. It will also house all the non-geographic formations of the specialized units, such as Narcotics, National Intelligence Bureau, and the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, CTOC. Travelers to countries with confirmed cases of the measles virus are being advised to ensure that they are adequately protected. As at May 17, 2019, countries in the region that have reported confirmed measles cases are Argentina, Bahamas, Brazil, Canada, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Mexico, Peru, USA, Uruguay, and Venezuela. Jamaica's Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie is reminding citizens that before traveling, they are to ensure they and their children are fully vaccinated against measles with the measles, mumps, rubella, MMR vaccine.
Measles is a highly contagious viral disease affecting many children. Infection spreads rapidly even before the symptoms are evident, and it therefore has the potential to cause outbreaks. Vaccination is the only way that we can prevent measles in Jamaica today. 2 doses of the MMR vaccine are needed to provide full protection against the disease.
Jamaica has prioritized MMR vaccination for children 10 years old and younger. This is also provided free of cost. Adults over 40 years of age are likely to be immune to measles, given that the virus would have been circulating in Jamaica during their childhood. In addition, several measles vaccination campaigns have been conducted since then to ensure the protection of the population at that time. Persons who are unsure of their vaccination status should contact their healthcare provider or visit a health center. Persons who develop a fever and rash, especially after visiting a country known to have measles cases, must contact their healthcare provider or visit a health center immediately. Cabinet has endorsed the selection of Richard Byles as the next governor of the Bank of Jamaica. Mr. Byles will succeed Governor Brian Winter on August 19. A BOJ subcommittee led by BOJ General Counsel Karen Chin-Kui Aiken has been appointed to assist Mr. Byles in the transition, including complying with BOJ governance requirements. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says he's confident that Mr. Byles will bring focused, principled, and disciplined leadership to the post. In January, Minister Clark formed a search committee to seek a new central bank governor. He says from the search process, Mr. Byles, who he described as an eminently qualified, experienced, and credible leader, was identified. Byles' career in business and finance spans 40 years, serving as head of the Panjam Group, CEO of Sagicor Jamaica, chairman of Red Stripe, and co-chair of the Economic Program Oversight Committee, EPOC. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Danville Walker has been tapped to lead the housing component of the HOPE program. Pointing out that in 2004, Mr. Walker headed the Office of National Reconstruction in the aftermath of Hurricane Ivan, the Prime Minister says he is a good fit for the new role. His appointment comes as government has set aside over $1 billion in the budget to address the shortfall of housing for the most vulnerable in society.
He has the experience, the know-how, and the knowledge to mobilize and manage this kind of construction to make sure that it comes in on time, that it is done efficiently and within budget.
Senate this morning started using its recently refurbished 1753 Mace. The Mace was refurbished as part of Parliament's Mace Conservation Project, which will see both of Parliament's maces being refurbished. Renowned Canadian conservator Alexander Gaboff is conducting the conservation treatment. The Mace is the symbol of royal authority and must be in place when meetings of the Senate and House of Representatives are held. The Parliament's maces were constructed in 1753 and in 1787. For more than 20 years, only one mace has been in use, as the 1753 mace had undergone structural damage and was severely tarnished. The 1753 mace will be used for ceremonial purposes to allow for the repair of the 1787 mace. It is expected that repairs will be completed by June 21. Once both maces have been repaired, the 1753 mace will be used for Senate meetings, and the 1787 mace will be used for meetings of the House of Representatives. Technology Minister Fayval Williams is leading a delegation to Estonia for an executive training program on e-governance and information and communications technology policy. The training, which takes place from June 17 to 21, is coordinated by the Inter-American Development Bank in collaboration with the Estonia E-Governance Academy. The sessions are designed to provide participants with the knowledge and tools to strengthen their current capacities in digital government and make wider and more efficient use of ICT in the public sector. Jamaica is on a transformational journey to become a knowledge-based and digital society, with ICT positioned to drive national development. Estonia has 99% of its public services available online, making it the most advanced digital society in the world. And finally, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Timothy Harris, has expressed sympathies to the country on the passing of Jamaica's statesman, Edward Seaga. He's currently on the island and this morning, as his first official business, signed the condolence book at Jamaica House.
In terms of his input for the regional effort, he came to office at a time where there was some ill will within the Caribbean community, and there was a hiatus with respect to meetings of the Caribbean community. I think after a hiatus, a pause of probably some 7 or so years of the leaders not coming together, Seaga managed to convene a meeting of the CARICOM heads.
It is anticipated that other world leaders will soon arrive on the island to partake in celebratory activities for the life of the nation builder. The next scheduled public event is a football match on Sunday at the Edward Seaga Sports Complex in West Kingston. Mr. Seaga's state funeral will be held on June 23 at the Cathedral of the Most Holy Trinity in downtown Kingston. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
This is my appeal, Jamaica, give blood for it.
Give blood and give the gift of life. So safe you don't have to think twice. Do what you can for one another.
Yeah, man.
Be a hero, be a blood donor.
Yeah, me people, watch it.
Give blood
for your sister and your brother, save their life. life of another, you might never know.
Give blood.
Cause you know a life you love, many people want blood. The Father says so.
One blood.
Sign up today, be a blood donor. Many people, one blood.
As mentioned earlier, it's World Blood Donor Day, and so in our next feature, we visit the National Blood Transfusion Service to learn all you need to know about donating this precious gift.
There are many fears and misconceptions about giving blood, some of which we'll be dispelling for you today. Joining me is Acting Director of the National Blood Transfusion Service, Dr. Veronica Taylor. Thanks for coming, Dr. Taylor.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Dr. Taylor, one of the first fears that we want to discuss today is the fear of needles or being too nervous to donate.
Okay. First of all, donating blood allows that you can save 3 lives. So when you are coming to donate blood, you have to have that in mind. I know that there are myths or fears to donated blood because the size of the needle is like a mosquito bite. Don't be scared. That unit will be open in front of you and it's an easy way to go. Our nurses are well capable to do this procedure. You cannot be scared because when you go into donated blood, that unit of, or the bag of unit of blood will be open in front of you. So it's single use. You will feel comfortable. There is not a way, not at all, to catch any disease.
Some persons also believe that they cannot donate blood because they've had other diseases such as ZV and CHIKV. This is not the case. You can also donate if you've had these diseases, right?
Okay, I would like to clarify that. When you come into donated blood, you will have an interview. So in that interview, the nurse will be rigorous, asking you few questions that you will answer because it will be for the benefit of the recipient. So they will ask you few questions as if you have been in contact with person that have sick B. If that is the case, you will defer for 15 days. If you have been contacted the sick B, you will be deferred for 15 days. If you, after donating blood, started with symptoms, you will need to contact the blood transfusion service at any way that you have been donated the blood, because we will defer that blood will be discarded. So we will have a quarantine of the blood for a few days in awaiting for any symptoms that the donors could have in that period of time.
And Dr. Taylor, what about those persons who believe that they will not be able to partake in any physical activity or sport after donating blood?
One of our recommendations when we do the interview, if you go to the gym every day, the day that you donated the blood, will not do it, because remember that we have to remove 500 milliliters of the volume of your blood. My recommendation is increase your water intake. Taking more than 3 liters, you will be okay for the following day, be doing your gym or your sport activity.
That's great. And what about those persons who believe that they will not have enough blood after giving blood, so they avoid giving blood in its entirety?
What I would say, your bone marrow, removing 500 milliliters will hyperactive and will put in place in again, you need your red cell, your platelet, and your white blood cell. So nothing to worry about.
Persons sometimes say that they're just too busy to donate. What do you have to say regarding, how long the process is and, the other blood drives that you have to facilitate persons who may not be able to come here directly to donate blood?
Okay, that is a good question. We have the possibility to go to your workplace to allow you with a blood drive to help us to increase our number of units of blood in the blood bank. So we have different ways to allow to you to donate blood. 1, coming to the blood collection center. 2, a blood drive. 3, we use a mobile unit that go to the different places to allow person that interested to donate blood to go to that facility. The other way that you can, your day that you are resting, is a person living in Kingston and St. Andrews can go on Saturday from 9 to 3 o'clock to the National Chest Hospital. There we have a blood collection center that is open every Saturday. So that is another possibility, that the day that you are free to go and donate blood.
Perfect. And what about the issue of age? Is there an age limit for donating blood? Are you ever too old or are you too young to donate?
There is important to know that you can donate blood if you are between 17 and 60 years old. For the person that have been donated and regular donor, they can go up to 65. So that is important to be aware.
And a very popular myth is that you cannot donate blood because you've had a tattoo.
No, that I know that it is normal to have a tattoo, but we don't allow after 1 year to come and donate blood. Remember that you will use needle and you can be infected, so there is a window period that we don't want to violate, so we wait 1 year after you donated you have your tattoo in place and you can come and donate blood. Don't be scared.
And finally, vegetarians think that they cannot give blood because they simply do not have enough iron.
Okay, that is not true. Starting with a healthy lifestyle, we know that eating more vegetable and fruit, we are doing well. So vegetarian person don't have to be scared. We will take you through the process of what you will do when you donate in blood, and we will check your hemoglobin level, doing a test, and that will let me know if you are able to donate or not. So vegetarian is not an excuse to come and donate blood.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. Is there anything else you want to say?
Yes, I want to say something that is very important. Please, it's not only National Blood Transfusion Service at 21 Slipen Road where you can come and donate blood. There are 10 blood collection centers island-wide, and I please encourage everybody to come and donate blood. We know that in the last, 8 months, the increase of accidents in Jamaica have been affected. So the way that we can save that life is sometimes the need of blood. Also, I would like to encourage people to keep donating blood. Why? Because PAHO and WHO want in 2020 that our country be 100% voluntary donors. So without your support, we will not be in that target. Please come and donate blood.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. It was good having you. So having some of those major fears and misconceptions dispelled, I sure hope that you will face your fear today and donate blood. All the best. Did you know that finding out your blood type can reduce your risk of getting the wrong blood type during emergency operations or surgeries? Let you know if you're at a higher risk for certain diseases, like knowing that persons with type AB, A and B blood have higher risks for blood clots. And if you have a rare blood type, you could decide to store your blood for future use so you don't have to wait hours or days to find a match. So what are you waiting for? Find out your blood type today. It can not only help to save your life, but also the lives of others.
Continued growth in the sector, revamping the tablets in school program, and improvements in science. These are just some of the matters being addressed this fiscal year by the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. Find out more in this next feature.
Energy is the lifeblood of modern societies. Jamaica's National Energy Policy 2009 to 2030 envisions a modern, efficient, diversified, and environmentally sustainable energy sector, providing affordable and accessible energy supplies with long-term energy security, supported by informed public behavior on energy issues and an appropriate policy, regulatory, and institutional framework.
And the Science, Energy and Technology Ministry is charging full force ahead in advancing our Vision 2030 goals. Government's drive to reduce electricity spend across the public sector has been accelerated this fiscal year. More than $1 billion of energy efficiency initiatives are being executed. They include lighting upgrade projects at 50 public sector facilities, which include 6 public hospitals.
Among other things, the interventions at these institutions will improve the installation of energy-efficient lighting, solar photovoltaic technology, and solar water heating systems. These upgrades are expected to reduce collective electricity demand, which at current rates translates to more than $41 million in savings.
Later this month, the 8 Rivers Energy Company will be commissioning Jamaica's largest solar farm, which will generate 37 megawatts of energy. The Jamaica Public Service Company's 190 megawatt plant will also be commissioned in Old Harbour in July 2019. It will provide more stability and reliability for the electricity grid. JPS is also installing a storage facility that combines lithium-ion battery and flywheel technology.
The facility will be the largest in the region and will offer 24.5 megawatts of storage capacity to mitigate the intermittency that some renewable sources introduce to the grid and alleviate the need to operate expensive fossil fuel plants.
The Integrated Resource Plan IRP is said to be on track for its June completion.
This will provide the framework for informed decisions to be made so that Jamaicans will only pay for the electricity that they need.
JPS customers are also being included. Through electric power wheeling facilities, soon they will be able to sell electricity to the company on terms where an equivalent amount of electricity may be used from the grid at one or more locations.
We are expecting to receive a consultative paper from the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, to start the process. It is expected that this will give us some sense of the pricing environment for power wheeling. I am passionate about unlocking the innovators in all Jamaicans.
In creating a knowledge-based and digital society, our youth must be empowered to use technology.
For this financial year 1920, the TAP program will be synced with the Housing Opportunity Production and Employment Program, the HOPE program. It will continue with the engagement of 1,000 participants and will focus on business process outsourcing training at all levels. The new batch of participants are expected to be engaged by July 2019.
As for the Tablets in School program, this year it will be renamed and revamped as the Technology Integration in Infants and Primary Schools project. It will be rolled out in 120 schools, impacting more than 40,000 students and 1,800 teachers. The Universal Service Fund is continuing its goal of making internet more accessible to Jamaicans. USF will be establishing 4 new Wi-Fi areas across the island. $50 million have been earmarked to finance projects aimed at using technology to improve the quality of life of persons with disabilities. USF has also earmarked $200 million to finance ICT projects for young entrepreneurs. eGov Jamaica has also prototyped an e-participation app dubbed MyGovJM, which seeks to empower all citizens.
The app will connect citizens with government and provide a voice for the people, which will be heard and acted upon by this government.
Additionally, the JA-CERT website, where you can report cyber incidents, is now live. To suppress mosquito populations through the use of sterile insect technique, the International Center for Environmental and Nuclear Science will be installing a multi-purpose gamma irradiator.
Our hope is that someday, through science, we can say bye-bye to dengue fever, Zika, and chikungunya.
The center is also in the process of reviewing the Registrar General Department's data to determine spatial correlations of deaths from cancer and trace elements in the soil. The first draft of the findings is expected to be available in March 2020. The Scientific Research Council, SRC, will this year continue to expand its science popularization thrust with emphasis on community development and science education.
In this regard, 3 new community-based programs will be implemented to support the development of products and taking these products to commercialization.
There you have it, the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology at your service.
In a recent press briefing at Jamaica House, Culture Minister Olivia Grange shared some of the outstanding contributions of former Prime Minister Edward Seaga. These include establishment of numerous social programs, financial institutions, and urban and rural development initiatives. Listen up for more.
Edward Philip George Seaga was elected Prime Minister of Jamaica on October 30, 1980. He became the 5th person to hold that position. He has also held the post of Minister of Finance and Planning 1967 to 1972, Minister of Development and Welfare 1962 to 1967. During his service to our country, he was responsible for developing a comprehensive range of financial institutions to make Jamaica's capital market network a model for developing countries. These include the Jamaica Stock Exchange, introduction of merchant banking, Jamaica Development Bank, Jamaica Mortgage Bank, and the Jamaica Unit Trust. Rural and urban planning and the environment have also been prime areas of focus for Mr. Seaga. He spearheaded waterfront development in the main coastal towns and cities, rural and urban township development programs, and the development of parks and markets. Among his achievements are reclamation and development of Ocherius waterfront, that's Turtle Beach, transformation of Backer Wall slum to develop Tivoli Garden, a modern, fully planned urban development, Helsher Hills development, Portmore Town Center, Torrington Park housing scheme, and the reclamation of Montego Bay waterfront. Mr. Seaga also led the creation of a wide range of social programs which expanded training in human resources, aided small enterprises, and protected the poor and vulnerable. His achievements include in this area introduction of the National School Feeding Program, introduction of HEART, that's the Human Employment and Resource Training, development of residential halls for the University of the West Indies, University of Technology, and the Cultural Training Center.
And you've just arrived at the final page of today's Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for browsing with us. To watch today's program again, all you have to do is visit our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you're able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Audrey. Have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.